Today we're going to be talking about the first three of Erikson's stages of psychosocial development on Mental Health Minute with Kim. The first stage happens between birth and about 1.5 years old, and it's called trust versus mistrust. That's the crisis or job that the infant faces during this time. Now, if their caregiver is nurturing and helps get their needs met, then they learn to trust other people and trust that their needs will get met, they will have a support system, etc. If they develop a sense of mistrust, then they might have attachment issues or not trust people and have a hard time interacting with other people later on. The virtue or psychological tool that the infant develops is called hope. And they can apply that to their lives later on. The hope that somebody will be there to help them, that they will have that support in times of need. The second stage happens between around 1.5 years to 3 years old. And the crisis is autonomy versus shame and doubt. Now, during this time, kids are learning to do things on their own. They're learning to walk and talk, feed themselves, dress themselves, and just generally do things on their own. And if you're a parent of a toddler or have ever been, you probably hear words like no, or I can do this, or let me do this. That's the kid's job, to do things on their own, because what happens is if they navigate this stage successfully, then they develop a confidence in their ability to do things. If not, they develop shame and doubt and feel like they're worthless or incapable of doing things on their own. Now, if we successfully navigate this stage, then we develop the virtue or tool of will. And that means that even as we're faced with difficult things throughout our life, we have the belief that we are able to do these things. We have the ability to navigate things successfully, and even if we fail, it's okay. We can learn things from it. The last stage we're going to look at today is stage 3, and it happens between the ages of 3 and 5 years old, and the crisis is initiative versus guilt. Now, around this age, kids are learning to interact with others, especially their peer groups. They may be starting preschool or kindergarten or some kind of daycare, something like that, and they really take the initiative to play with other people and interact with them. And also during this time, you might hear a lot of questions like, why, what is? All these questions because they're taking the initiative to learn about the world around them and themselves. If they are stopped in their tracks, then they can start to feel guilty about wanting to learn things, and it can really put a damper on future learning for them. The virtue that comes out of this stage, if it's successfully navigated, is purpose. Children learn that they have a purpose and that what they ask and want to know matters. That's it for this week. Tune in next week when we'll be going over 3 more of Erikson's stages of psychosocial development. I'll see you then.